Hey everybody, Panda Reaper here. I know it's been quite some time since I have made a video, but I decided that it was time to get back into the swing of things and stop being lazy about making videos and sort of get back on track with my positivity series that I've had going on YouTube here. So this next video is going to be all about ways to nip negativity in the bud and sort of stop negativity before it even stops, and then what to do if someone continues to be negative in a game that you're playing in while you're on League. So one of the first things that I do anytime I am in a game lobby is the first thing I put in pregame chat is sort of a shameless self-advertising stream plug. But in that shameless self-advertising stream plug is a super important message that starts out and it says, "Hey everybody, let's play our best and be positive." And then it goes on to shamelessly plug my stream. Now, this serves two really important functions. One, I get advertising, yay! But the more important thing is it kind of lets everybody know this is the precedent for the kind of game that I want. Now, they're going to get a couple different responses to, "Hey guys, let's play our best and be positive." About 90% of people are going to jump on board with that and be like, "Yeah, no flaming, or that's awesome, I really like this idea. Dude, that's really cool, like, I like that, you're a cool person." Those are going to be like 90% of your responses there. About 5% of your responses to some statement like, "Hey, let's not be jerks to each other," is going to be like, "Up, I'm tilted, now I'm mad, GG, gonna feed, instant feeding, will feed because you said that." And those people, like, they just kind of want to rile you a little bit. So the best thing to do with those sort of responses is just to, like, laugh along with it and be like, "Ha, you guys are funny. Please let's not do that," and stuff like that. And generally they're like, "Nah, dude, I got you. Positivity's a really good idea." Like, it's really easy to interact with those people, and they just like to have fun. The last 5% are going to be your grumpy jerks. Those ones are going to give you an instant "fuck you, you're probably garbage at this game, and I hate you, and I want you to die in a hole." With those people, you're just like, "Hey, dude, this is a game," or girl, dude or girl, whatever. "This is a game that we all like playing. Everybody wants to have fun. Try not to ruin it for everybody." And kind of leave it at that. Because those ones are going to be the people that you really don't want to push too much in a conversation because they're just going to continue to be negative. So moving forward, if you get into your game, and let's say bot lane keeps dying because the other team's jungler keeps coming in and, you know, fucking shit up or something like that, you're gonna have someone be like, "Oh god, bot lane's a bunch of feeders," and then there's gonna be an argument, right? So how do we stop an argument like that from becoming into a full-blown toxic something? Well, one of my things that I would like to do is I like to remind people, like, "Hey guys, negativity is not helpful. If you got something to say, give a constructive hint. Let bot lane know, hey, this person always seems to come down from this particular part of the jungle," or, "Hey, support, maybe do this thing." Don't just be like, "Bot lane, you guys are a bunch of fucking feeders and you suck." You know, remind people that we are all on the same team and that everybody is trying to win, right? You guys are on the team, your teammates are doing the best that they can. Sometimes people just get outplayed. So tell the person trying to, yell at bot lane or mid or jungle or whatever, like, "Hey, we're on the same team. Don't give your teammates a hard time. I want to win, you want to win, our teammates want to win. Let's be constructive about this and try and achieve that goal." Also, I would tell them to stop consistently. Every time I see someone say something negative, I'm like, "Jin, stop. Ari, stop arguing. This is not helpful. If you're not going to play the game and be constructive with your advice, then don't say anything to anybody." Always in chat, I am constantly saying things like that because it gets them to shut up. And now, they'll shut up for one of two reasons. One, they realize, "Hey, yeah, you know what, this is kind of a bad idea. I shouldn't be pissing my teammates off because I do want to win this game." Or two, they'll shut up to shut you up. because more often, and the second reason is going to be the reason more often than not is they'll be like, fine, I'm just sick of this shit happening, something like that, and they just want you to stop telling them to stop. So, I mean, but that still achieves your goal of kind of cutting the argument, stopping it from happening, which is what you want. I have seen teams with huge leads on my team, like, completely fall apart because of one simple mistake, and then you all of a sudden you see an all chat like, "Up, report this person because they messed up that whole Baron thing, and you guys got Baron, and we clearly should have gotten Baron." No, 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 and then they all start arguing, right? And then your team, who this whole time has been sitting there like, "Oh, okay, we're kind of doing bad, but yeah, whatever. We'll figure out a way to win," suddenly starts doing so much better. It's because their team is now so toxic with each other that they don't give that this lead that they have doesn't matter because they're not playing cohesively anymore. And what people don't understand sometimes, especially in lower elos where this kind of flaming and toxicity is something that's really prevalent, is that you know, cohesion is really important because this is not a solo game. This is a team game. 100% you cannot win this game by yourself unless you are 100% mechanically competent in your champion and the other team is playing on a bunch of wooden computers run by hamsters. Like, no one person can carry a game alone 100% of the time. Not to say that it doesn't happen, because I've seen one champion be the only reason that a team wins, but it's because their team plays around that one champion. So, make sure you're understanding that you need to be cohesive, at least civil with your teammates, so that you guys can work together to get objectives, get kills, win team fights. Super important cohesion. And lastly, if you have negativity persisting, and it's something that is upsetting you, you're finding yourself starting to get a little tilted, mute them if you have to. I'm not going to, I'm going to advocate for making sure you keep a level head above all things. If this constant negative attitudes of two certain players on your team is starting to get you worked up and get upset, that's not something that you want. Mute them if you have to. Personally, I don't like muting my teammates just because later on in the game, if everybody's cooled down or something like that, I may need to say something to somebody to be like, hey, watch out for this person is doing this, hey, they're coming this way, and pings just sometimes are not enough for that kind of communication. If I have them muted, then, I'm not going to be able to hear anything that they're saying. They might have me muted and not be able to hear anything that or see anything that I'm saying to them, and it kind of just ruins the whole team communication thing. So use muting as kind of like a last resort. The second thing that I do when negativity continues to persist in my team is I just politely and repeatedly ask them to stop. I think this is like a really important step, mostly because at this point, the person's not going to stop being toxic. But what is important is to show that you're doing what you can to get them to stop. Like, if they're constantly like, hey, your jungle's like, oh, bot lane, you're a bunch of garbage feeders all the time, be like, hey, dude, negativity is really not helpful. You talking like that is not going to help them do better. Please stop. You continue to say, hey, please stop being negative. This isn't helpful. They're doing their best. Give constructive advice instead of being destructive. Continue with responses like that to any consistently negative person in a game. The reason why I say this is because at the end of the game, ultimately, you're probably going to have to report that consistently negative person. Now, I 100% support using the report system because, Riot's statistics with people who get chat banned and get, game banned and longer queue times and lower prioritized queues, like, it's actually pretty reforming. Like, they do a good job with the punishments that they dole out, right? But they won't ever be able to know about negative behavior if you guys don't say something about it. So the reason why I say constantly and repeatedly ask them to politely stop, so that at the end of the game, when you go to report them, you can put in the report, hey, constantly asked Lee Sin to stop being negative. They continued to be negative even though the team consistently asked them to stop. And that's something that when they go to look at those chat logs, they'll be able to see. Oh, hey, this person did ask them several times to stop being a jerk, to stop calling them names, to stop doing this, stop doing that. And it kind of helps build a case for the new tribunal to dole out a respective punishment in that aspect. Now, I know it seems like I'm advocating for a lot of in-game typing. One thing that you must always do, above all else, is make sure you type in a safe place. And if you're a slow typer, try to keep your messages a little short. But for me, I type pretty quickly, so I always make sure that I'm either under a tower that's not being attacked by enemy champions, or I am in my fountain when I go to type something like this, because there are times that in the past I have been caught out because I've been trying to settle an argument in a stupid spot, like in the middle of a jungle. Not a good place to type. Don't type in the middle of the jungle. You will get caught. You will die. Not smart. That's a little pro tip there, something that I've learned, but again, guys, make sure in the beginning of your games, just to kind of summarize this whole thing, pre-game chat, set the precedent, set the tone of the game, no negativity. Arguments in the game, make sure you say, hey, cut that shit out, stop, this is not cute, quit it. And persistent negativity, mute them if you gotta, let them know, hey, stop, please stop, consistently and repeatedly, and lastly, report them after the game if it's something that you feel is abhorrent and not following the summoner's code. Hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, go ahead and leave them in the section below. I would very much love to hear from any of you guys. That'd be great. Also, don't forget to stop by and hang out with me at twitch.tv/PandaReaperX. This is Panda Reaper, guys, and I'll catch you later.